I'm alive! Hey, yo, 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 and away we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream. Back from a 6-day hiatus, some of it intentional, some of it not. Yeah, it's great seeing everybody here. November 15th, halfway through the month. I got to get this habit of not apologizing all the time, but I want to apologize for being away for so long. It's been a crazy couple of, a crazy 4 or 5 days here. So for what I told you guys last week, I talked to my respirologist and they gave me medication for a lung infection that I've had for a very long time. Well, they didn't tell me what the side effects, I believe is the best way to put it. So they're trying to clear out all the stuff inside yourself, and well, there's something that has to be help release it. And unfortunately, it caused me to get a flu bug on the first couple days. So basically, I don't like advertising when I'm sick at all because there's no excuse. You just live. So basically, from after I got off the stream Thursday to pretty much until Sunday, I was like fever, chills, all that great stuff. So things are feeling better. Got a little bit of a stuffed up nose still and whatnot, but nothing I can't handle compared to before. And besides, we got something to try out here that's supposed to help out because since he's made 1.2 billion, I might as well throw $2 on myself in there. I picked up one of these Prime energy drinks, or hydration drink. Sorry, we're in Canada here. Can't have the energy drinks because the caffeine levels are too high. Just picked it up at Walmart because it was cheaper than Gatorade. I haven't tried this one yet, so we'll be trying it live on stream here tonight. But yeah, we'll check that out. We got a hell of a show of Dynamite here tonight coming up. We got Hook and Orange taking on the team of Moxley and Yuta, which is setting up for the international title match coming up on Saturday between Mox and Orange. So I expect Mox and Yuta to lay out both Orange and Hook. I don't know I don't want Yuta to eat the pin for the 6 billionth time, but you never know. Ahead of their tag team generational match, I think is the best way to put it, between the Bucks and the Golden Jets. The Bucks are going to be taking on Penta and Commander. That's a story amongst itself. We're going to have to get into during the tag match on why it's Penta in this matchup and not Mystico as the partner for Commander. That ended up being a bit of a story with AEW here last week during their tapings. So, but our main event tonight, the Like a Dragon street fight between Jericho and the Golden Jets taking on the Callis family. And yes, I did say Jericho. You know what? Paul White, I love you, but this team is Jericho. And they're probably going to say something different, but you know what? We're just going to go with that here. And I find it pretty, it's going to be pretty funny to see how this goes down. Brian Cage has been brought in as the fourth man since Sammy Guevara is still out with a concussion. So it's going to be Kyle Fletcher, Hobbs, Brian Cage, and Takeshita. They don't have Ospreay here at this point. So it's going to be those four taking on Jericho, Omega, White, and Jericho, White, Ibushi. There we go. There's a fourth. Wow, my brain just decided to get and so yeah, we got the Golden Lovers and the Golden Lovers, Golden Jets, and Jericho. There's your U-shaped format of everything that we're getting tonight. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that shapes up. We also did find out we're gonna get Sky Blue versus Red Velvet in our typical red versus blue matchup here. Hey, the chimes still work. Winner of that is going to be entered into a triple threat at Full Gear to take on Chris Statlander and Julia Hart for the TBS Championship. So we are actually going to get 2 women's matches on the pay-per-view, which I would have to say should be 3 or 4, but at least we got 2 at this point. But then the other thing that just came up, Micah Dragon. I love that. Give me. It's been a week, and I'm very thankful to see you here, Zodiac, by the way. Always a pleasure. I hope you're having a great week here. I just got to say, my apartment's about 60% put back together here today. For those that weren't around, my lugs, well, let's put it this way. I mentioned it earlier in here, and I won't bring it up too much. You can go back and listen to the whole story, but long story short, one of the side effects for the medication I have was a flu bug. So basically sick all weekend with that. So, and with me, flu bugs don't stay a long time. Like, I'm pretty much done. My nose has got a little bit of a stuffing, but that's also part of the healing process with the lungs and such. And also, I think I might have hit puberty for once, finally. I can't get that. I tried to do a woo, and it doesn't come out worth anything. So, might have to get that on the soundboard instead. But, yeah, how's your week been? I really did appreciate listening to your Aladdin podcast this week. It was rather interesting, some correlations you guys made there, but puberty can take longer than some of us, but glad I finally made it. You know, it's just magic. Genesis forever. So, speaking of which, I'm going to be actually coming up. I got to fight. If I was going to draft 10 games, I'm just throwing it out theoretically here. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I got to come up with 10 Genesis games that I would draft as part of a group. Not to mention anything special here, but I'm going to figure this out. We're going to get it out. I want to do something special here on the channel, too. Like, at the end of the year, we're going to be ranking my 10 favorite games that I played. Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about 1 through 10 when it comes to figuring out your best games. That's when you start digging in the weeds for like 40 through 50, because 30 through 40 suck. And nobody really liked it, but everybody had critical acclaim for it. So, but other than that, nothing's confirmed yet, but I would like to get some of those kind of episodes out. I know Rick Jules has been asking a little bit about doing something like that, like random lists and whatnot. And I know he was asking me about some Genesis games too. So it's gonna be interesting. Gonna be fun. Gonna be. There you go. I'm just gonna copy the VOD for this later, but. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate it there. I knew I'd have an expert in the chat here today, so I thought I'd just bring it up, because I know Jules is the real retro guy, so that's why I wanted to. I'm trying to help him out wherever I can here, and I actually do have the Genesis collection for the Xbox. I might have to throw together here. But yeah, like I said, Jules wants me to come up with some interesting tidbits here. So, well, I'm sure we can talk about it. So, but yeah, in terms of stream stuff, I do. Yeah, it's a great place to start. Absolutely. And just going back to my memories as a kid. Oh, I'm gonna cheat. I'm probably gonna include everything I can on it. That every time somebody brings up, like if Jules brings up another game on me, I'm going to tell him it's disqualified because it was on the Mega Drive. But, no, it's, That's one of those off-going projects. I'm just going to say it was all the Jaguars, so it just everything's disqualified, so it's all good. But no, some other future projects I'm looking at here. Like at the end of the year here, I want to do a top 10 games that I played this year. Everybody does the top 10 games of the year. Kind of comes out and everybody's going to say Baldur's Gate 3 is number one, which you can have your Warhammer kiddies there. That, like right now for me, I want to get my games of the year in here. Like we'll probably see Hi-Fi Rush at top of that list. MLB The Show 23 is going to be at top of that list. Even the Bayonetta prequel might get on that list too. So a lot of little projects I'm working on. If you guys haven't seen, I do have a bit of a, I changed the transition on here finally. Trying to get rid of the old logo, the old Mike the Ref logo. Thought I'd stick it to the new one now a little bit, so you'll have to check that out. I'm trying to get some new intros done. This whole week off has just been pretty much bagging me behind here, so just, I guess I should turn the channel down because, Dynamite might have actually started. There it is. I'm so busy chatting. I'm watching the Raptors game. I'm like, it's 6:01. Good thing that Dynamite has been starting to do these replays, like they just did here with the whole MJF story. Question for you, chat: who do you think is under the hood? Who's in the devil mask? Who do you think is in the devil mask? I have a very interesting take on this that a lot of people probably wouldn't have thought of. So, and if you missed it off top of the show, we are trying out Prime today. So, it's got a bit of a twang to it. I mentioned I was trying it out because when I went to Wally World yesterday, it was yesterday, I wanted to pick up some Gatorade. Prime was cheaper than Gatorade. It tastes like a little bit more than, it's got a little bit more of a kick aftertaste to it than Gatorade does. So, there's some extra materials in there. So, you think it's Dolph Ziggler's? Here's my take on it as I get the prediction up for the first match here. And I'll throw 15 minutes on the clock for this one just because I got a feeling every match is going to be long today. My thinking is AEW really doesn't have a decision on who that is right now. Because like you said, if it's Zigglesworth, it wouldn't be able to be announced until after Christmas. Because of the 90-day waiting period, right? I believe the 90-day waiting period for all the WWE signees that were released is Boxing Day, to be honest. I would almost see that would be a spot for the man formerly known as Mustafa Ali, because it makes so much sense playing off the storylines that he was involved with before, right? I find it amazing, and I feel bad for Wheeler Yuta for the fact he never gets to come out to his music, like, unless he's absolutely by himself. There's nobody coming down with him from ringside. And for the record, I still want one of these jackets. The only thing that would be better for me than this kind of jacket would be like a bomber jacket, a BCC bomber jacket. That to me would be the ultimate in merch for me. I'm actually just a sucker for bomber jackets, but that's beside the point. Find it interesting. We got Ziggler on the mind here. Cassidy starting the fight outside. Because I really don't think this is a smart move for Hook. He's more of a ring guy, right? Like, so yeah, if you guys aren't familiar as well, they have a Super Friday going on here. We got AEW versus WWE coming up on Friday, except this time it's SmackDown. Let's face it, AEW doesn't have a chance in hell of succeeding against SmackDown on Friday, but you know, I guarantee you one thing. You're going to get 4 hours of good wrestling over 2 shows. Because AEW is going to want to put their best foot forward. And WWE, well, they're always there. And the fact that they got the competition up the road. Oh, don't worry, Zodiac. I'll definitely check it out. Thank you. Yeah, I can just see Jules trying to show me up here because last year I ended up getting him a $300 upgrade or one of those fancy ones from England. I was getting it for myself, and he ended up finishing Final Fantasy Tactics. And he only had like 4 hours a week to stream at that time, and he ended up finishing it in 6 months. I thought there was no way in hell he was ever going to complete it. I meant 100% complete it. I think he did it on the 27th. So. All right. There we go. Now, this is why I thought having Hook in the ring would be a better thing. And Orange is laid out, so it's Hook by himself here. Jesus! You want to talk about technique there? Moxley isn't a guy that you would think would take a suplex that easy from a smaller guy like that, but there you go. By the way, the poll is open for the opening match tonight because going into a pay-per-view, these matches are a little bit more up in the air about who's going to win them. I think there's only, out of the 4 that have been announced, I think there's maybe 1 that we can pretty much confirm what would be the best ones in terms of winners for it. Like, I think the Bucks are going to beat Penta and Commander. I think that should be somewhat obvious, but here's the other question I have for you, and I know we got lots of time to talk about it here, but forgive me. Who do you think is the big side? Like, Tony Khan actually put a tweet out saying they've just confirmed a wrestler that AEW fans know very well. And the signing will happen in LA during Full Gear. Who do you think is it going to be? Who's your best case scenario? Who's your worst case scenario? And who do you think it will be? For me, I have my best case scenario. Who I think it's going to be is the same person, as I think it is. It is going to be Mercedes Moné because it is in LA and all the pomp and circumstance behind it. I think it makes sense. And with all the crap that Tony's done in terms of poor announcements, I think it's got to be someone like that. I don't think it's going to be Ospreay because he's under contract to the end of June. We have the WWE releases. They were gone until Boxing Day. The only other two exceptions I could have, and I think that they're going to be bad picks. We got one in Ronda Rousey, because I could see Ron deciding because Marina is here. We also have unfortunately, we also have Matt Riddle, and I forgot in habit. I've been a little rusty here tonight, so I forgot to get the mute button up because certain companies ain't paying me no bills, so therefore I'm not paying them any bills. But if it's Riddle, I'm gonna be a little worried. It's another trouble face that I really don't think we need here. Ronda Rousey, while it would be a big boost to the company, I just don't feel that she'll have enough clout to be a part of it. Like, her and Shafir will get along great, but we're having enough problems trying to get enough women's matches on here. Mercedes would be a great pick. I've heard a lot of talk about Mickie James possibly being the side either talking about. That would be a hell of a pick. But it basically comes down to, with all these picks, regardless of who it is, whoever the signing is next week, or this Saturday, what the hell am I talking about? No matter who the signee is, what are they going to do for the division? If it's a female, like say it's Mercedes, say it's Mickie James, hell, even if it's Ronda Rousey in this case. Is Toni going to make a little commitment towards the women's division? And so far, the answer has to be no. Until he shows something, nobody's going to believe him. It's just like if he announces a big announcement. I have a big announcement. Yeah, okay. We remember the last 12, he said. Until he starts proving it, nobody's going to give a crap. I really wonder how much, like, Moxley's turned into a very, very rough character, and I love it. And the fact that he basically goes out there as a heel, even though everybody loves him. Except when he goes against Orange, but that's beside the point. It's nice to see wrestlers in their very positive environments with themselves, right? Like, if you're not where you're going to be happy, you shouldn't be there. Which, once again, I want to thank everybody here for stopping by, saying hello. Whether you're watching live, whether you're watching on the VOD, whether you're watching on the YouTube page. YouTube versions of this are only 720p instead of 1080. But they're usually up right around 10 o'clock for the 10 o'clock viewing or the East Coast viewing, right? So, or the West Coast viewing. Jesus, I'm horrible some days, and then just the other days I'm just bad. Ooh. But I'm actually really surprised there's this much contact between Cassidy and Moxley here. I would say, why are you doing that why are you doing all this contact while we got a pay-per-view in 4 days? Make people see it there. Oh, and another point about the pay-per-view, which I appreciate. I just ordered it today to get ready for Saturday, and it's only $40 instead of $50 this time, so I'm a little happy about that. Maybe it's because it's not one of the big two. Wow. Hook just unloaded right now. Like, it almost makes me feel like Wheeler's in there to take the pin. But it also could be Orange here, just to, it is a non-title match, so. Hey, Parrish, how you doing? You ready for Wrestle Draft tonight? No, you guys really wrapping up the game over there. Hope you're having a great Wednesday. Papa Parish, as we call him. Oh yeah, that. Ew. But yeah, it's interesting here watching Dynamite here tonight, and it also annoys me the fact they have to keep reminding us it's Ontario, California. They have to, because if they say Ontario, half of Canada perks up and like, where? I could be here. But the key thing is it's in Ontario and it has a crowd, so you know that's an oxymoron. Let's just have a double count out and have everybody knocked out 4 days before a pay-per-view. That'll sell some tickets. Well, Mox didn't take that spear all that well, but at least he got him out of the ring. That makes sense. If you want to finish this match, you finish it with these two in here. Once again, everybody, we're just under a minute here. If you want to get your predictions in, bet your channel points for all those degenerate gamblers in the chat. Well, Mox with a cutter out of nowhere, literally. Shout out to the man who should be coming back next week. Orange punch that doesn't move him. So they are sort of talking up the story that they're going to be working on Saturday, because Cassidy, the only reason this match is in place is the fact that Cassidy said he could never beat Moxley. Oh, yeah, there you go. Of course. I didn't think they'd sucker Hook into a pin here this early like this. Has he? He hasn't suffered a singles loss, I bet. So, Parrish, I have to ask you if you're still in the chat here. Tony Khan did make a message here that this Saturday there's going to be a big signing at AEW Full Gear for somebody who's known by the AEW universe. So please explain to me how you got that deal with Tony Khan. Because I assume it's probably going to end up being you here in this case. That's why you've been buying your time, trading up, letting parenting, be that extra muscle here. Uh-oh. Oh boy, here we go. Thank you, Zodiac. I appreciate it. I'll chat with you after about it. So, but this is going to be a fun pay-per-view. I know that. I know we talk about once in a while about these AEW shows being a little flat at times. In terms of everybody knows what to expect already. The production quality ain't the best. But one thing we can say, I think there might have been one pay-per-view in the entire history of AEW that was not a home run. Everything else, like, we've had banger after banger in every pay-per-view, and there really hasn't been, I would say, anything that's a real stinker, and I really don't think we're going to get that here. Oh my God, TSN is doing an AEW commercial. Now they're trying to push the app. You jerks. So they're trying to tell us where to find Collision Rampage rather than, we already know that's where it is. We're not paying you extra for this. Especially this week because it's on the same time as SmackDown, so nobody's going to spend the extra money to get a show this week that they're going to have to flip back and forth from. Yes, I do know about VODs, and I appreciate everybody checks out mine here as we go. But so, yeah, it's TSN's got to do something here, and I think once the UFC contract goes away officially, I don't know if it's actually started already or if it's still got some time left on it, but it almost feels like it's been gone already. We'll have to see how things go here. But once it goes, I would assume that they would try to push AEW a little bit more just because they don't have anything else. Like, coming into this, instead of having Countdown to UFC whatever, they had an NFL game day package from Sunday. Like, again, the NFL gets some ratings once in a while, but going into wrestling, I'm sure you can find something else more appropriate here. Maybe they'll actually focus on some indie wrestling, maybe. I highly doubt it. They haven't wanted to cross that bridge now in about 5 years, so. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting week to say the least here when it comes to AEW. By the way, everybody, how do you feel about the week overall, like in wrestling here? Like, I got a chance to catch the highlights of Raw this week for Monday. I haven't had a chance to check out Ed Nastrid for my highlights on NXT last night. I was too busy trying to unpack everything here. It seems like Raw right now is turning into that show where you really don't have to see it to know what happened, for the most part. As they're just trying to get to Chicago in the pay-per-views. So, and I do love the troll presence on the old YouTubes or on the Instas with Mr. Charles Martavius Punk. Golden Dragons of Dojima. I like that. I like that they're just hyping it up the right way, I think. Just a little bit of gap here and there. Ooh. All right, so who's going to attack somebody here? I'm just trying to get back into WWE, but I don't know. I think I'll care again when the bloodline is put to bed. Honestly, I think for the fact the bloodline is now starting to get more put into the back burner more than anything. And I think the Judgment Day is starting to turn into that back burner position here right now that they need to get in. They're riding it out now for probably the next, I would say probably up until Mania is when you're really going to see the Judgment Day be the head. The Bloodline stuff, I think after that finish, I don't think Roman's scheduled to be around until the Royal Rumble, apparently. So if that's the case, then you're not really seeing much of the Bloodline. You're seeing Jimmy there with Jay throwing out some comments. I think they said Roman's showing up on this Friday, which doesn't surprise me with Collision showing up on the same time. So, oh yeah, I forgot. Maybe I could still do this better. There you go. You got it. We got it there. Forgot. Prince Nana shows up. I'm supposed to copy that. I wouldn't have minded a little bit extra security in here instead, but matter in hell. I love that lower third guy. That guy needs to get an extra bonus every time Hangman Page comes out. And yeah, for those that haven't seen, I picked this up yesterday because I wanted to try it out. Also, the fact that it was cheaper than Gatorade after the flu bug I've had the last week here or so. Oh, sorry. Now, here's the thing. Strickland, I don't think cares if he gets suspended. I love Toni. He's like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here. Wow. All right. Starting to dump bombs everywhere here now. This is going to be a testimonial match for Swerve. Wow! Wow. I really do hope Swerve wins it again too, but it's going to speak volumes as to what they're dictating for Swerve's plans if Page wins. Yeah. Wow. Wow. That was great. Steal your weed. Yeah. Now, is he talking about the kids in school or is he talking about Punk? Hello. Yeah, that now Swerve gets frustrated. Yep. Wow! And all the extras on the outside. Wow! That's something a heel would do. Oh, that guy's eating a buckshot. My God, was that a sell? So Swerve doesn't get a word in. Storyline wise, if there wasn't, let's take all future storylines out of it. The storyline between these two, it almost makes sense that Paige would win it. But this is the match here with Swerve that is going to send him to the next level. Like, if you're going to end this feud, unless they put on a match of the year contender between these two, which very well could happen. I don't know if Strickland could lose this one and keep his title hopes in there. Honestly, we need to get those Adam shirts here for Mr. Adam Blank. Oh God, we're doing this again. Wait, what?
But I'm better than you. And you know it.
No neck November? I can live with that. How you doing, Yager? Thank you for the subscription with Prime. Once again, 17 months. We're having a lot of fun here tonight with this. And we're getting the women's match early tonight. I got a feeling I know how this one's going to go, but... And I'm just putting it simply, blue versus red. Let's go. There you go. Predictions are up for the women's match. But, yeah, so the winner of this gets to take on Julia Hart and Chris Statlander in a triple threat for the TBS Championship on Saturday. So they've actually officially announced 2 matches for Saturday. Now, right now for me, this one is a little bit more wide open than you could expect. And the reason I say that is because I think whoever wins this match is going in there to eat a pin. One way or the other, whether it's Statlander beating this person or Hart beating this person for the championship. Fingers crossed for an eventual Julia Hart Sky Blue Black Velvet stable. Hey, I would love to see it. I love the fact that Red Velvet's gotten 3 matches in a week and a half on TV. Sucks that she had to lose her debut to Julia, but... And it's interesting here to see what Sky Blue's up to here, because Sky isn't as popped up and happy about stuff. Red Velvet looks super rusty against Ruby. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. She looked rusty against Julia. Like, you don't take that much time off due to injury and just come back and you're like running at 100% unless your name's Chris Parrish, who can run like a glove at any time, really. Yes, I'll blow smoke up them all day, so. Oh, and there's the pose. I find it funny they still use this same pose. Just because they want to make sure they got the face, right? Nice block. Sky is definitely learning from Julia one way or the other. Ow. It's one thing I've always worried about when they're doing that. Oh, that was ugly. I think she didn't get kicked in the face, but looked like she was a little awkward. Oh, and I think she's busted open on her elbow, too. Yep. Oh, either that or it's confetti, one or the other. So they got like 4 hours of content tomorrow or on Friday. Like, we thought Raw was bad with 3 hours. Oh, and just to remind you guys, while we're here, guys and girls, everybody that's checking out, that was, first of all, thank you. Second of all, just letting you guys know I will be here on Saturday. I do hope to be here for 5 o'clock for the 0 hour. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I'm going to do my damnedest to it. I work during the day, so it all depends on when I get home from work. We'll probably enjoy some pizza together while we're doing it, too, so. Because we know that Tony Khan's pay-per-views ain't going to run until... They're probably going to run until 10 o'clock, so I'm going to have to eat during the stream or else I don't get anything that night. Was that a Taz hat? That's all I wonder about that. I would assume that we're going to get Sky Blue here just because Sky's the one that fits perfectly into the storyline here. But I will say Sky has gotten I don't know if she's gone full-blown heel, but she's definitely come up with heelish stuff here. So once again, I do have to ask you guys, anybody that's new here, just pop in the chat. Feel free to throw your 2 cents in here. Who do you think this mystery signing is for Tony Khan? That he said he had a big contract signing coming up on Saturday. That somebody's well known to the people of AEW. I basically have no hope that it's going to be something great, but I'm going to hope that something's great. My bet is still on Mercedes, but I think more so than ever, I'm almost scared that the fact it could be somebody like a Ronda Rousey or a Matt Riddle. Mickie James would be a nice surprise. Hate the announcement. Probably Ronda. Here's the thing. Oh, yeah. Gagger? Gagger, I'm just... Thank you for the sub, but you get one of these for that comment. And I do understand, after them signing Ric Flair, they are 3 steps away from signing that person. But I cannot see the amount of backlash they would get for signing him. I think they got enough backlash. He'd sign Hogan in Philly. Yeah, that makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense, actually. You don't sign a guy like Hulk Hogan while he's at home, right? Now, my personal feeling, it's either going to be Monet, it could be... Mickie James could be an outlying pick. What it could be, and it really, to me, it could be under the case of happy but really disappointed. Could be the re-signing of MJF. What's Will Ospreay's contract status? It's up at the end of January. So don't even expect him at the Rumble either, even if he wants to sign that way. Ospreay would make a ton of sense if New Japan gave him permission to sign. I don't think they would. All right, that looked interesting. Red disappeared a little bit faster than she should off that kick, so. So while Excalibur's advertising it, have any of you guys played the Like a Dragon series? I know personally on stream here we played the Yakuza series, the original Yakuza Like a Dragon. I got about 5 chapters in and I just said, no, I'm done. Because there's certain amounts of grinding you have to do in that game that just, it didn't feel good to play. Wow. That was, for 2 people at that height, it actually worked out really well. Like how she struggled into that position like that. That was pretty awesome. Uh-oh. Damn. I will say, like we talked about this. There's been rust on Red Velvet for coming back, but you can see a lot of improvement from her first match to her second match to this match. I don't know about you, but I do believe that it's a decent setup. Like she is getting better here, and I'm glad to see her in this position. So what do you... No way. Okay. That was different. Didn't mind it. Honestly, it looked... Oh, God. That did look. Oh, thank God we were shifting cameras at that point. I could. Technically, your Dynamite Rampage match are on the same night? Yeah. Oh, no, that's right, because they did. This week they did Rampage Collision the same time. That's right. All right. Everything we said about how ugly Red was being there, that, yeah. 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 Oof is, I think, the right way to put it. That was, all right, well. All right, Julia, come over and attack her. Oh, never mind. So watch, Julia's actually watching Chris watching the monitor. She's not actually watching the match. Is that on blue or red? I I don't want to be the expert on that one because I'm not, but I do think that. We'll get back to that in a second here. The one shirt I never got and I want. Zangief versus Miro. Hot damn. That's an interesting storyline we could get into here in a segment. Just to get back to your comment, I personally, I don't know if it's just Red not being awkward. All right, so I want to get the bad stuff out of my mind, get the good stuff in, and CJ Perry seems to be good stuff in this case. So anyway, Jagger, just to answer your question here about the reason they call her hot and flexible is whenever Miro was doing his initial sets of promos in AEW, like the beginning of Collision and all that, and as he was getting into this Redeemer gimmick, he always talked about his hot and flexible wife as part of who he's fighting for and who really controls things going around. So they're just playing into the whole thought of CJ hot and flexible. She is also a former dancer as well, so the legal kind, not the other club kind. So CJ is considered just the hot and flexible wife of Miro. Now, to me, this also feels like it's one of those. CJ is actually the manager of Miro, but the way that she gets the best out of her man is to get her to. You know what? Zodiac got held up. I'm going to allow this because this is exactly what I'm trying to say right now. Forgive me if this is a little mature for you, but yeah. It almost feels like the way that she wants to get the most out of him is because she wants to see him inflict damage on people. And joining other people seems to cause that. So it almost feels exactly just the way Zodiac brought it up there. And we're not trying to say it in a dirty way. We're just saying that that's what it feels like right now. And he brings out the worst yet the best in him. She really does. And the fact that we get more Miro on our TV is also going to be a very positive thing in my books. Anything we can do to get him on TV more. So here's a question for you, Chad. I just want to randomly throw this out because right now, as far as I know, like in terms of scheduled matches, we have 2 left. Do you think the Bucks run long just so that the advertised street fight for the main event doesn't get the time that it's supposed to have? Mariah May versus not Toni Storm. This is where the faction starts. Okay. Yeah, completely whacked up. I love the immediate filter app. I love the fact that they did that too. It is such a different different view, right? Do we have an already in the ring here situation? The audio filter, yeah. Like, that's what I love about these pre-tag segments. When they do them right, they're pretty awesome. Yeah, there's an already in the ring. So, as per tradition, we will not be doing any predictions on this because it probably will take me longer to type than the match will actually be. That look on Joe's face, like, oh, by the way, if you guys didn't see it, there was just a trailer released today by DC for the Kill the Justice League game. The Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League game that's coming out February 2nd. If you haven't seen it, it looks pretty awesome. And the reason I bring it up, Samoa Joe is the voice of King Shark. And honestly, it feels like it's going to be a really good game. Like just the way it looks, the way they've adopted everything, the way they created it. It's sort of best way I can explain the game. It's going to be it's an Arkham-like game, except it's more of a shooter than than the Batman games. It's sort of set in the Batman universe because it is Gotham and Metropolis. Oh, this will be great. Watch out. Jobber's face was priceless there. He's like, what the hell, man? Yeah, there it is. That was amazing. I don't know what was better, Joe with the walkaway spot or the guy flying through the air just staring at him like, what the hell, man? Everybody knows what your name is. Yep. Huntington Beach is where he was advertised. Yeah, but he already faced you once. And you lost to him. It cost Adam Cole his ankle. Don't get me wrong, I want to see Joe versus MJF again. All right, what's this massive? The G1, because Danielson can't get over to, can't run the G1 in Tokyo. It is actually pretty good to have this tournament set up here for December because it gives people you don't really have to do a lot in terms of booking storyline wise. Because at Christmas time, you're really busy. Sometimes you don't get a chance to sit out and watch wrestling every week. Not like me, where I'm here every Wednesday, no matter I think the only one I missed is the actual AEW I was at. But a tournament you can actually pick up later, and if you see a match that you really wanted to see and see a result that you didn't expect, you can always go back and find those matches. Now let's get the next predictions up here. Alrighty, let's get 50 minutes on the clock. Living for the shirt? Hey, you know what? They got this when they were here in Edmonton, speaking of only being here for the one day. Hey, I'm doing good. Once again, thank everybody for stopping by here. And good to see you here, KJ. I'm doing well. Right after, if you guys didn't hear, the whole reason I was off for the week, after I got off stream on Thursday with KJ here, got a bit of a flu bug as a side effect of the medication I had. So that's why I had to cancel Saturday's stream. And then, I had a bunch of goings on here personally here in the house where I had to basically pack everything up for certain inspectors to come in to check if anything came from my neighbors upstairs. And to report back, no, there was nothing. I keep my place clean. As I told them, everything was great. So today I've just been putting everything together. Oh, Papa Buck there. Looks like he's about ready to jump in the ring. But yeah, great to see you here tonight. Great to see everybody here tonight. Really thankful for all of you. Not being on here for a week really gets to you after a while when you realize how much you appreciate all the people that pop in here during said week. So that's an interesting stipulation. Like, chat, what do you... Just taking a break from studying. Hey, studying is the nonstop thing, and I'm glad you're taking a little bit of a break to clear your mind up. Sort of like what I had to do here last week myself personally, take a little break. I am a little more focused about what's going on. All right, Tony, what do you got? All right, so here's what I was talking about during the pre-show here about this match in particular. Commander was supposed to be tagging up with Mystico on the regular like they did last week. But if you guys noticed in the match previews, Mystico was supposed to take on Commander in a one-on-one matchup. Unfortunately, Mystico decided that he did not want to eat the pin. This is McGuire on Wrestling with Dave Meltzer here last Sunday. We're talking about this. So they ended up using Mystico for the Friday, and they turned it into a tag match with FTR, I do believe. Or they continued with that match on Saturday, still using him. And then Friday, they still went through with, I think it was like a three-way that they changed the finish on. But yeah, Mystico refused to eat the pin, so obviously he's not back again. Note to self, if you're looking for a contract with a big company, unless they're asking for you to do something that's absolutely atrocious, you damn well do it. I think the story behind it was Commander was such a young luchador, he didn't want to lose to him. Which, all right, everybody's got a right to your own opinion, but nice little lift there. Looks like Penta's wrestling with like a mini Phoenix rather than a regular Phoenix. Because Commander knows how to fly. Uh-oh. That was not... Yeah. Even though, it's not great for somebody, it damn well looks good. So, chat, I do have to ask you right now. We're getting into this. I'm assuming we're either at semi-main event or... They're probably going to have like a quote-unquote jobber match in between here. Is tonight's Dynamite selling you on buying the pay-per-view on Saturday? Regardless whether you bought it or not. If you were just watching tonight right now, is this enough to sell you on buying a pay-per-view? Because I'll be honest with you, like, I don't see, like, I'll say the Swerve and Hangman promo might be a part of that. That would make me say yes. But other than that, usually I just ask me if it's worth watching. Hey, you know what? That's a very valid point. Greetings and salutations. Praise Saturn, praise Saturn, praise Saturn. All hail Sega, as we are here for the Sega branded main event coming up later tonight. Yes and no, knowing the card makes me want to watch, but based on the show tonight, it's not. That's the thing I'm getting at here. Like, the go-home show should be something that tells me that I need to buy this pay-per-view. And with the Like a Dragon main event, you know that's not going to do it. Unless you end up bringing the Bucks out to take out the Golden Jets during that match, and you have like the triad or something, like a third gang involved or something. Like in the game, I don't want to spoil too much when it comes to Like a Dragon games, but let's just say there's a lot of insanity in those games, so. But to me, this just really, like, the card is worth watching. And I hope you guys watch it with me on Saturday. Once again, I will be here, hopefully here for the 0 hour. What I will do is I will set the countdown clock to start for 6 o'clock on the screen like you normally see during the opening 10 minutes of us talking here. That'll give you sort of a reference when I get on. I hope to get on for the entire 0 hour, though. It's been a while since I've been able to actually do one of these watch-alongs for a pay-per-view. Still want to give a shout-out to Beercade YEG for supporting us throughout the year for our pay-per-views. Unfortunately, I don't want to take away business from them on a Saturday because, well, frankly, nightclubs on a Saturday do have a little bit of business going on, so you don't want to get in their way. The hell? With Commander, you just don't know which way he's going to go. Crazy like a fox. Uh-oh. All right. Tightrope walk, Hurricanrana into your partner. Agree with the Agger. I feel like AEW doesn't have the great go-home shows, though. We still have Collision, which is showing up. Here's the thing, Darth Mick, and this is the biggest problem with having Collision as your go-home show this one. It's going right up against SmackDown. Like, not even... There's, like, not even a time difference. It's literally going through there. Technically, Rampage is their go-home show this week. Sorry, I couldn't get to the button fast enough there. The go-home show just... I personally feel... There you go. Not quite. My personal opinion is this has to be your go-home show. Just like with WWE. You got to have your final Raw as your go-home show, not your SmackDown. There is too many things going on in this world that if you come up to me on Friday and say, let's go do something on Saturday, we just don't have time for, like, I've already got my weekend plans. For me, it's pointless to have a go-home show 24 hours before the show. You have 0 hours set up for those people that are still at home and they're not sure about if they want to watch or not. That's a whole different breed. But for your regular fans, they're not going to decide 24 hours before they're going to get the pay-per-view or not. Sorry, I got to finish up the rest of this. Once again, I am trying out the Prime drink. I will say, if you get it cheaper than Gatorade, get it. But other than that, the taste has got a little bit of a kick more than you really need. Oh, I thought Commander was going to get it an upset there. So are you going to try another Fear Factor or what? Like, when you already know one guy's used his final move already? Labrahentas is definitely fired up. Oh, Jesus. This time it's Commander with this Canadian Destroyer. Shivani, sir, I don't know whether he's losing steam or it's just... I need a little excitement in his voice. So they were just bringing up here on the commentary. I want to ask you guys, in this fight with Omega, Jericho, and the Bucks, are the Bucks being babies here as they're going along? I say yes. I say that's been their gimmick since Generation Me, which, you know, is rather ironic. In terms of being selfless or being adult-like, I don't know if I've ever seen it out of those guys. Uh-oh. Oh! Field goal is good! Chargers should sign him up. After last week? A Judas effect, okay. Yeah, Commander's gonna eat the pin, of course. I did mention off the top of the show that I did think this is probably the most predictable match of the bunch. At least for tonight's card. Ugh. I will say this. That kick was pretty damn good. I really feel that these guys do need to talk to the Chargers. I would have kept the shoe. If I was Matt, I'd be keeping the shoe. Take it off. All right, commercial time here as we get 45 minutes till... I got a feeling we're going to get one more jobber match coming out because the only thing that has been advertised for tonight is the main event. We got to hear from MJF, and we got the main event. So unless Max is going to do like a 50-minute promo, which he very well could, in this case, maybe that sells us on the pay-per-view with the 50-minute promo. But who knows in this case what we're going to be doing here. Am I a Chargers fan or a Bills fan? Well, I don't have to worry about... Well, right now, it's easy to remember what kind of fan I am right now. The Raptors suck. The Bills suck. The Oilers have had to change their coach. Just look for all the teams that suck. Honestly, the Bills, like, I think Josh Allen just threw a turnover right now. Like, ugh! It's downright disgusting. I do find it funny. You know how much I've been ground about that? The 12 men on the field? So if you're not familiar with the Canadian Football League here, 2013, the Saskatchewan Roughriders are taking on the Montreal Alouettes. The Montreal Alouettes were down by 2 with no time on the clock, which you still can run one play in the CFL. And Saskatchewan's at home. And they pride their fans on being the 13th man. Well, Saskatchewan ended up having 13 people on the field when they missed their final field goal. So therefore, they were going to lose. But then they got flagged. Saskatchewan got flagged for 13 men on the field. They got to move 5 yards up, kick the field goal. Montreal kicks the field goal, and we've never let Saskatchewan let them not hear about the 13th man. Oh, that's better. Got to get that chunky stuff out of your throat here. It's probably due to that prime drink, but... Are the Alouette names after Felipe and Moises Alou? Not quite. Yeah. I'll give you that, though. But yeah, after what happened there, I didn't watch the back end of the game. I was too busy packing everything up. But after I heard about that, I just got flooded with messages about that. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. There's your petulant kids in effect here again. So for those that don't know, we're just talking about Like a Dragon here and the street fight coming up. Like a Dragon Ishin physically does have Kenny Omega in the game as a character. So that's sort of where the correlation came up with this and the sponsorship and all that stuff. So, but yeah, being a Bills fan is rather embarrassing. Oh, and as a side note, future streams, we might have this here. The day that the Oilers coach got fired, I picked up NHL 24 because it was on for half price for used copies that weekend. So we'll be playing that in a bit. Mel, the ass boys show up with Juice Robinson, and you pop in here. Awesome. You get to see the best entrance in wrestling right now with the most overdealt with spray tans. How are you doing, Mel? Hope everything's going well for you and for Andre and for everything going on right now. It's just absolutely crazy everywhere. I'm assuming you're going to record 4 shows just shortly here with Andre. That just seems like a normal thing. And once again, we'd have another already in the rig group here, so therefore we're not going to worry about it. All right, that's it. 1B to Julia Hart. All right, I'll give you that. Wow. Good thing I did not do that, because this is exactly what I was talking about. This match took This match would have taken less time than it would have taken for me to type it. Goddess of Stardom tournament just wrapped up and you're a happy Melball? Nice. I just... It doesn't surprise me. Any tournament comes out with a lot of injuries by the time they're done here, so... Can't wait to hear about what you and Andre have to say about it. And yeah, it just... We did get to see Mariah May here tonight. She is... the ass boys were talking. I really didn't care. We did get to see Mariah May in her segment with Toni Storm. She has turned into the... was Steve from Steven Larson just mouthing off one of the guns? I'm pretty sure that was the case there from the third or fourth row. But yeah, Mariah May made her debut in the back, her second week. She met Toni Storm and basically said, anything I could do to help you, just let me know, blah, blah, blah. She was playing a real stalker fag type thing, and Toni was just not selling it. Now we get a Wardlow promo, which I love. It's just, yeah, I'm out here to beat everybody's ass. Mickey James type character 2023, maybe. So we haven't heard from MJF. What's with all the wrestlers being fans? Ha! Give me that. Then just becoming creepy? Well, you want to talk about creepy? We got the Callis family coming out. All right, I just put it the way that I did here because Golden Jets Lovers Show, whatever you want to call it. It hasn't been done like 100 times. Or you know what? This one might just be the more... She's just an obsessed fan. But it is... Like, Mel, you could probably speak to Mariah May's character more than I can. That it's more flamboyant, more boisterous, more... She fits that kind of personality, it almost seems, in this case. Looks like Tony caught huge announcement is as creative as old school WWF. Maybe. I'm still going with my prediction for the last 6 months that hasn't changed in now 3 pay-per-views. Mercedes is going to debut at LA. I've said that. You guys can go back and check in the VODs on the YouTube. I have said that for the last 3 cycles here. Tony Khan announced today that he's got a huge announcement. He has signed somebody that everybody is familiar with in AEW. And the signing will be made official at Full Gear. I'm still taking money that's Mercedes. if it isn't Mercedes or Will Ospreay, we're going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of flack going up here. So just so you know, the predictions are in, and we got 2,500 for the Callis family and 10 for the Golden Jets Lovers show. So all these gang style fights are lesser if they don't have the Wild thing playing for 21 minutes. Hey, that makes sense. And it's what barely featured like the rest of the women's division. I mean, good for them, but give these girls some... You know what? Here's the other thing we were talking about. Oh, she does the Stratus Rock. Oh, okay. Here's one thing that we talked about during the pre-show, and I guess we'll bring it up one more time here. There is a possibility we could be looking at maybe we're looking at a possibility maybe Mickie James is going to be the signee. And if that's the case, Mickey's signing could be similar to the way that you gotta love when they put the advertiser right to the beginning of the match. And if it's Mickie James, there might be a position like there was available in the NWA. Tony Khan might actually say that he needs help with it. So Mickie will go back to WWE, be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Very possibly. Like, we won't know until Saturday. We're just running out of people. Like, we said probably the biggest disappointments we could have for this. Riddle. Rousey. Oh, God. Best women's wrestler of all time. Yeah, fair enough. Ha! All right, well, we knew Paul White wasn't going to be... I don't even want to joke. I don't want to joke about her, but hey, could be worse. Actually, it could be worse. No, the joke itself was Rousey, yeah. But I want to say this right now. Like, I want to change subjects here a little bit here. Rousey's been wrestling with Shafir in Southern California. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's a lot of the reason why I'm thinking there might be a very small personality possibility of that. But Rousey just doing, like, she was doing charity shows for a lot of it. And yeah, Eva Marie would be, yeah, if that was the announcement, Tony Khan's not allowed to say a word from now on, period. But I wanted to get into this because this is the second big one that they've had this second half of 2023, where video games have contacted AEW to sponsor a match. Like, if you want to sponsor, like, I know Kenny Omega is actually in one of the Like a Dragon games, Like a Dragon Ishin. Ibushi a little off time there, but it still worked. But good on AEW. Trying to expand into a little bit more of a video game world to get some revenue. Oh, he was going after Hobbs. That makes sense. The thing about Eva Marie is WWE signed her not once but twice. Yeah. For all we know, she could still be signed as an ambassador. There goes that menu. All right. Plastic crates. I have one of those back here if we want to try this out. Those get annoyingly hurt. Those, it doesn't necessarily the pain. It's just basically like a really sudden cheese grater. Or best way to put it, a really dull cheese grater. I also have nightmares. I gave her a fair chance the second time around. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, somebody's eating that side. You gotta love when plastic crates hurt. They come with enough speed. Anything hurts when it comes with enough speed. The hell is a? We've turned into an official DDT match here. At least Ibushi's doing something I can't do. Riding a damn bike. Oh my. Is this what we call a drive-by here in Like a Dragon? Thank you, Cage, for bringing back a little bit of realism. Uh-oh. No way. Oh my God. Well, White's done. White put Hobbs over, that's for sure. Paul White falling for Hobbs here. He's got a bicycle. He's got a bicycle. Oh my God. Jesus, Shivani, you get... Who needs a ladder? We got a bicycle here. Sounds like Shivani's got some experience hurting himself on a bike chain. Takeshita's got to learn how to do a suplex on a bicycle. Surprised they don't have a you sick as we're going along here. This is absolute insanity, to say the least. At least they found a way to get White to get his one bump in and he's done. Because we haven't seen Fletcher back, have we? We haven't, like, Hobbs is probably going to make his way back down here. So now we're going to be down to 3-on-3 for the rest of the matchup here. So that actually doesn't turn out half bad. I'd assume we probably have 10 more minutes here. Oh, there's Fletcher. Never mind. He's back too. This is way better than Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, like, here's the thing. You have people here that know about the source material, namely Omega. Omega knows the story of Like a Dragon. He knows what's involved. He knows what he's got to do with it. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, I guarantee you, they got the money. They got the basics on the game. They read a little bit about the movie. We'll throw something together. Mr. Crowder, how's Dynamite? Dynamite is actually... All right, I have two qualifications for this. In terms of a Dynamite show, it's really fun. It's really enjoyable. We had the Bucks and Lucha Bros 2.0, as I was calling it there. They had a fun match. We had Hangman and Swerve have a hell of a face-off, where Hangman said everything. Mox and Yuta taking on Orange and Hook, which was a good match. Didn't expect much out of it because we're having the pay-per-view match on Saturday. Sky Blue beat Red Velvet to qualify for a triple threat match with Chris Statlander and Julia Hart on Saturday, which I'm shocked. Like I said, we got 2 women's matches on the card, which is not great, but I'm actually shocked that Toni remembered that he could book 2 women's matches on a 3-hour card. And now we're in the middle of a Like a Dragon street fight. Hobbs, what are you doing, Hobbs? You're sitting there trash talking white while your entire team could be using you in a 4-on-3. Hobbs would not be good in blood and guts. Oh my God, that plastic garbage lid. I think the smell probably got him more than the... Oh, here we go. Now he's wearing it. Hey, that menu cost him $5 on Vistaprint. Got to give a shout out to Brian Cage here. Managed to find his way into this match. And I do believe his night in Edmonton here was the reason that it started. Him and Big Bill teaming up in that tag match in the Tag Team Eliminator during the summer. Seems since that match, he has been getting a ton of exposure on TV. And Cage has been making up for lost time all the time. And once again, also congratulations to Brian Cage on becoming a new papa. Melissa Santos gave birth to another baby boy. I believe it was Monday night or Tuesday. Was either Tuesday afternoon or Monday night. But Cage made the trip down here for Dynamite tonight. Oh, God, beer bottles. Takeshita's drinking beer while Fletcher's trying to use a beer. Oh, Cage didn't throw him high enough. Cage either didn't throw him high enough or Omega didn't react fast enough. Ow! Fletcher can eat it. And just think you could do all this in a Like a Dragon game. Can I give a shout out also to Cage's tights with the Sega font on it? Got the GMS on the side. Just saw a comment here. First time I've seen a bike brought to a street fight. The hell is Takeshita doing? That's going to cost Toni some money. Okay, a little Judas effect finishing that off. Oh, no way. What the? This is cool. Oh, come on. I want to see Cage and Hobbs team up. There's your Meat Division tag team right there. Wow, did you see Omega try to sell that? Like the extra sell on it? Like he was trying to squeeze his way out of it and pop down here? No way. Omega's going, oh my God. I think that's the best way to put it. Oh my God. And Hobbs bounces Ibushi here. All right. Picture in picture again here. Just a reminder, you got 3 minutes to get your predictions in for this match. We got we got some heavy duty money on the Callis family here. So if you wanna play the odds, the Golden Jets Lovers show is might not be looking good now, but it might be looking good in your paywall here. So feel free. My God, like, yeah, you bid 2,500, Darth Mick. I know it's. Oh my God! Now we got 10K on the other side. Now the bidding is going. You guys asked me to get some bids on. To get some bidding open. This is what I like to see here. We're chasing some points here. 10,000 on Callis. Atta boy, DBS. No, you didn't. You put it on the other side. Oh no, you put it. Oh my God. Now we're rolling. Now we're rolling. Now we got some big funds going around here. Thank you everybody for stopping by here. Even you degenerate gamblers, I love you all here. And just a reminder, folks, if you're just popping in here, I will be here on Saturday, 4-0 hour, I hope, and the pay-per-view as well for doing our sidecast as we will be checking things out and enjoying life. God, I love that Spinebuster of Hobbs. But for those that aren't going to be here on Saturday, my next stream is actually going to be tomorrow afternoon. And just checking out my YouTube channel and see what I need to catch up with. Looks like we're going to be playing we'll probably be playing a little MLB The Show tomorrow. Just because, I'll be straight up, I got to catch up on content with the week off. So, I need something for Sports Sunday, and yeah, either we're going to do that or we're going to pop into NHL, and I think we'll probably do a little bit of baseball just to have some fun with it. So as we get ready for the final push of MLB The Show and their last set, just think we are probably a little over four months away from MLB The Show 24. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, and the other lesson that we learned tonight, and they didn't sponsor me, so I'm just going to be blatantly honest. I checked one of these out tonight, thanks to it being cheaper than Gatorade for the flu bug I've been dealing with the last week. All things being even, I will go with Gatorade. There's just too much of a tang flavor to the lemon lime, so I don't want to be tasting like I'm going through that. You sure it's the flu? You sure it's not Prime? Good point, Disc. And trust me, I'm on the back end of it right now. I'm not. Yeah, that's what I found. Like, I was getting Gatorade, but I was at Walmart last night. I'm like, you know what? This would be good content for the stream, right? It's a good thing to check out while we're on stream. So, yeah, it gives me a little bit too much flavoring for me compared to, like, that was a lemon lime, and the lemon lime Gatorade. It just, I'll take the Gatorade better. Oh my God. Hold on, folks. Jesus! Wow. That looked like a Japanese table on a bunch of chairs. Oh, it's one of those sides. Prime's actually my go-to nowadays for the energy drink. Not the biggest fan of the hydration one, though. I get it. Right now, I still got my my gamer subs that I use. I try to stay away from energy drinks if I can, mainly because of the cost. Guru fan? Yeah. What in the world? Duct tape. Well, you know you're from Canada if you got duct tape to seal your problems up, right? Callis, if you don't like it, why don't you get out there and fix it? With the amount of... This is the cheap duct tape because it keeps snapping on Omega. Oh, God. This is going to be a little nasty here. Oh, my God. That crowd in the front row just ate it, too. Oh, a little over rotation there. Even Jericho can make mistakes. Go for the Weapon X. Bat on the floor, reverse Rada. They're using everything and then everything else on top of it here. And Hobbs is doing a great job keeping his jaw shut there because I think that's how he's breathing right now is through that. Wow. Got to admit, with the hockey team, as I'm saying here, but the fact that Omega is in one of the games, it almost seems apropos that he would win here. Ibushi's like, we won? We really won? So now we get the Golden Jets versus the Young Bucks. But yeah, we're going to have our final segment going into the pay-per-view be a promo by MJF. So who knows? Maybe we'll see who the devil is tonight. All right, I got to get the mute on here. Sorry, I did my plugs a little bit too early there, but normally the last commercial break before we get to the finish here, I usually give what's coming up this week. So tomorrow I'll be doing a little MLB The Show. Saturday we'll be on here with our AEW Sidecast once again, pay-per-view edition. No stream Sunday. Sammy in his last match ended up getting a concussion, and he's still out. Also, he's helping Ty right now become a new father and whatnot, so I could see this making a lot of sense that nobody's going to push this concussion for him coming back anytime soon. Yeah, his last match, he had, I guess it was a pretty severe concussion, so especially when he gave one out to Matt Hardy, I think they're going to be extra careful on this one no matter what. But yeah, we're going to be Saturday, and then Monday we'll be back with God of War Ragnarok. Tuesday, TBA, usually a late stream, might do some fighting games there. Then next Wednesday, we'll be right back here with the AEW Dynamite Sidecast. So, and then we will see what we do for American Thanksgiving. I've been offered a morning out with the guys, so I might actually do a night stream. I am available Friday with Black Friday, so we'll probably be streaming here on Black Friday as well. So, or sorry, Thank you for reminding me, Mel. I screwed up. God of War Ragnarok is awesome, but we're going through God of War 2018 first. And we're going into part 2 of that this Monday here. So if you want to check out what I've done so far, it is available on our YouTube channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed to that. Actually, tomorrow is going to be going up hour 3 and 4 of our playthrough, our first playthrough of it. It will be a little bit more enjoyable to watch because I hate to say it, but God of War, I had to turn the difficulty down. I had to go to story mode. I was on warrior mode, which I believe is the regular mode. And it was taking me like an hour to get through one section each. And frankly, I'm not here to spend 80 hours on a 20-hour game, so. And McDavid just scored, so let's throw one of those out there too. Harwood and Rush, okay. Saraya and Soho. All right. Sheena and Statlander, both champions. Miro and Garcia. Edmonton's still playing hockey? Yes. Since we changed coaches, we haven't lost. But yeah, I find it interesting. Always make sure you get your e-newsletters of stores that you deal with. Because I do get the GameStop newsletter every Friday with what their deals are. And they had a deal from Friday to Sunday. Used copies of all EA Gaming were 50% off. So I managed to pick up a used copy of NHL 24 for the PS5 for $40. You notice he's not coming out with any championships? Not the, like, we know where the Triple B is, but the ROH title he doesn't have on him as well. Well, how could it be him? Because he wasn't literally there. He was in the ring when the attack was happening. I love the fact there's somebody in a Jets jersey in the crowd there. The powder blue. All right, well, he's being honest. But all right. Yeah. Just looking through GameStop's Black Friday flyer, I hate when companies put things in a flyer that aren't actually on sale. Yeah. This one was just the weekly flyer that I was looking through. And I wasn't looking to buy any games, frankly, because, well, my budget's pretty well set in terms of games for me. I got enough backlog behind me to last me 3 years. All right, I like how MJF is really turning this around now. He's got 4 minutes to sell this now. All right, here comes the Bullet Club. Watch this be them with walking out with the mask. It'd be the most deflating end to it ever. Nope. All right. You know what I like about Jay White more than the rest of these challengers? He doesn't have to cheat to win. If you watch when he wins, everybody around him might cheat, but he doesn't. He just tries to beat you. And he always does. I don't think there's a chance in hell that Jay White wins this one with the next pay-per-view being out in Long Island. But I think it's going to be one of those that he's going to become within a hair of doing it. Well, of course they're coming in from behind. What a shock. You idiot. I love it. Did you see what happened there? You have to be real quick to see it, but you have to. He hit him in the shoulder. right, now the champ's laid out. All right, now we got a visual pit on top of it, so. I think this segment might have been able to sell you on the pay-per-view. Like, the action was great. This final promo was like, yeah, well, this is the odds that MJF is going to have to face. I will admit this is probably one of the more duller, if that's a term. It's one of the more duller builds to a pay-per-view the AEW has had. Because a lot of these matches were already built before. Oh, there's Joe. Now, I honestly think he will. I honestly think it is going to be Samoa Joe in the pre-show, which is going to set up MJF versus Samoa Joe at Long Island for World's End. Because Samoa Joe deserves to be main eventing a pay-per-view, for damn sakes. But, yeah, overall, like, when it comes to building up for a pay-per-view, I think this might be one of the lamest builds that they've had, period. They've had a lot of matches announced in previous here, but where's your women's champion? Where's Sheeta here? Where's, like, Toni Storm had a small segment, but it had nothing to do with that. White has done a great job selling this match, but he can't do anything about the fact no one believes he's actually going to do it. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, there is a reason to believe he will do it, just to the fact that MJF can get his win back in Long Island in a few weeks. I guess it'll be 5 weeks. But is it likely? No. Could they make a plausible story out of it? Absolutely. But, yeah, like I said, there's no women's champion on this show trying to advertise that match. The TNT, I guess you're going to have a bunch of that stuff come up on Collision on Friday, which I said it before and I'll say it again here just before we wrap up here. I don't feel that a Friday go-home show for a pay-per-view on Saturday is going to help increase your buys, especially when that show is going up against SmackDown. Yeah, this is... It's going to be a bloodletting. Like, anybody that's going to talk about... the ratings on the weekend is going to be like... Everybody should just respond with, duh, no wonder, we all expected it. It's not like it's going to be shocking that AEW is going to get shredded. But will it translate to more pay-per-view buys with some of the matches that they're going to throw together here? We'll see. But we will definitely see on Saturday what the pay-per-view holds, and we'll have a lot to talk about during then. So, but